Today's the 1st of December, and recently I've written down a bunch of goals that I want to get done before the end of the year. And the reason for this is because we want to start on a fresh page. So, all the things that were working in 2025, if they were good, we continue with them. If they weren't so good, we stop them here. And we have a clear mind. Because this year we've done a lot of building. We've put up some new projects, some new physical buildings, but also systems and how things run. So moving into 2026, we want to make sure we're growing more and we're expanding into more areas that we might not have been able to for 2025. So I've broken this down into 7 phases here on my notebook, and I wanted to take you guys through them just to see the sort of things that we're working on as a fairly new hospitality business. And the first phase 1 is called foundations. So this is things like splitting accounts, pricing adjustments, updating pictures, all the simple things you really need to get started. And as much as we've already been doing this throughout the year, we've gone through a few changes recently. We've updated our homes, so that calls for new pictures, new angles, and we want to make sure we're representing ourselves properly online. That's the main thing. The second phase is called Guest Experience Basics. And this is one of my newer departments in training the entire team, making sure that they can remember guest names and things about them. Maybe if they have a pet at home, making sure they're wearing the correct uniform at all times. Things like that to make sure our service is as good as it can be. That is really the basics of guest experience. Another thing that I'm very picky on is checklists. And having a fairly new team is easy for people to forget things because they're just not used to it yet. So making sure there's a list of things that they can follow. Like when I take my cleaning like bucket, what do I need inside? I need this chemical, this chemical, this chemical, these other cloths, sponges, all of those things. So we're not wasting time going back and forth. Things like that I've really been trying to improve on and share with the rest of the team. Phase 3 is revenue. And the main way we want to do this is because I feel like we'll always be stable on accommodation revenue, sorry, through the cottages, cabins, camping. I feel like that is what we're mostly okay on since the site is already here. But one of the main things I wanted to work on is called an upsell menu. So a list of all the possible things that we could upsell, whether it's taxi services, whether it's nearby activities and experiences like boat tours and getting commission from different things. Small ways like that we can boost our accommodation um and how much money we earn, because accommodation fees, they come with cost, cleaning cost, staff cost, maintenance cost. But upsells, for the most part, it's mostly profit. Like when we give a guest to someone to go enjoy an experience, we have no cost added to that besides making the phone call. So it's basically 100% profit, depending on which avenue we choose. So that's something we really wanted to work on this month, and also making a target how much money we want to earn in upsells in this month of December. We have a couple holidays in December. We have Independence Day. Um, there's another one around the same date, in the mid December. Then we have Christmas. Then we have New Year's. So there are 4 opportunities to make massive upsells. So I think we'll hit this target. I might even increase it by, yeah, I think I'll increase this. But phase 4 is our reputation, and this works hand in hand with the revenue because our goal is to reach 100 reviews by the end of the month. We started in October on 33, I believe, and now we're on 54 on December 1st. So we need 46 reviews. It basically means that every adult that comes into our site this month has to write us a review. And I feel like if we explain it properly, people will be willing to do so. But because we are still quite new in this area, people need to know who we are. And a lot of our marketing is done through Google Ads and sharing our website to people. So if we if they can see for themselves that we have 100 positive reviews, that will make them even more interested in coming to stay with us. That's why I think it's something so important for us to do. Phase five is similar, is guest experience extras. And different parts of our site have been inspired by different countries that we've either lived in or been to and just really enjoyed. So, for example, our cottages are called the Little England cottages. And outside, we have a little road sign that says Little England. But the idea now is to make it a London street sign. So anyone that comes from England, as soon as they come here and see the cottages, they'll be like, oh, I've seen this from somewhere. And then they hear the backstory behind it. And I feel like it adds a lot more warmth. Like we have London and the UK, Scandinavia, France, Spain, Hungary. So when we add in all these different inspirations and put road signs outside each home from all these different countries, especially countries that our guests come from, it'll make them feel like they're just back at home. Someone coming from Scandinavia will see the wood cabins and be like, oh, this is familiar. And then they'll see the road sign, oh, this is familiar. That was the main idea behind it. And the next point in this phase five is to add stuff to the accommodation and reception. And it sounds vague, but I really do just mean stuff. Like when we go to other Airbnbs, I'm always taking pictures of what they've got inside. And you notice a lot of them just have things like they'd have a vase or a picture frame or some toy somewhere, like little useless things, but they make the place feel like a home. I want to add some more of those things. Like it doesn't have to be sentimental or have a meaning behind it. There just needs to be things there just for people to see and touch. I feel like this will take a lot more than just December because it's money related. So we need to obviously save. So I feel like that'll be over the next few months. But it's a big goal to just add things inside our different accommodations and around the site as a whole. We're almost there. Phase six is 2026 marketing. This year in 2025, we had four school groups come and stay with us. We had two in July and two in September from two different schools. And after they came, we realized we have the space, expertise, and standards to accommodate school groups more regularly. So why not reach out to some of them? Our goal here is to contact at least 10. Um, I'm sure we could do the whole of the country by the end of the year, in all honesty. But I want to focus on the most important schools, the schools with the highest standards, the ones that reflect the same values that we have at our center. Because we've built some new tents. So the goal is for us to have capacity for 50 people with our own equipment. And any more than that, we can hire things out, or we can hire from other people. But the goal is 50 with our own equipment. And I feel like it's doable. I feel like it's really doable. We have high quality service, health and safety, security. So I think it's just a thing of reaching out to people and schools and some of our contacts that we have there and letting them know that we do this sort of thing. And the final phase is phase seven, which is called the yearly review. And the main point is to document personal changes. So I've been trying to record more, write more notes, just really explain how things have been this year. I feel like it's been a good year, but just really document not only how I have changed and how I've learned from the start of the year to now, but also the changes within the business, what has really gone on. And that links into the end of year team review meeting because a lot of our staff are still quite new. They don't know what we were doing in January, February, March, those earlier months of the year. So we want to show them this is where we were at the start of the year, and this is where we are now. And just so you can see how much has changed. And even going into 2026, the same amount of change we've had, we want to continue that going into 2026. Like I said at the start of this video, more growth, more expansion into a few more verticals, or just different areas within the tourism space that we might not have started or might not have thought of before. So that's really the 7 phases that we want to complete before the end of the year. Half of them are done. Some I've ticked off because they're not really necessary anymore. Because I've noticed, for example, pricing adjustment in phase 1. I learned a couple of days ago, pricing has like 7 different topics underneath it. So a topic like that will take a lot more time than something like upsell templates. Templates, you could do that in an hour if you had to. So I feel like it'll be good to get all of this done. We have to get all of this done. And by the time 2026 comes, we'll be starting afresh, completely on zero. And that's something I'm very, very excited for because I feel like it'll be a good year. A busy year, don't get me wrong. But I feel like the way this year's gone and how much we've grown, I feel like next year will be a lot more. It's not more pivotal. I think this was the pivotal year. It'll just be a lot better. I can't find the word. I just think it'll be a lot better. But yeah, man. All right, I'm recording this a little bit later, but please do let us know if there's anything we've missed in our list, anything that you think we should consider before the year's over. And yeah, just drop it down in the comments. I'll try to go through it as soon as possible, see if there's anything there. And yeah, thank you for your time watching. I feel like I just had a few things I wanted to talk about. I haven't done a video in a while. So I just wanted to kind of get everything out. And hopefully I can start creating again because I know how important it can be. And especially since there's a lot of work that we're doing, it will be nice to show everyone how it's going. So yeah, let us know and it will be much appreciated.